EA has proven once again that their biggest priority as a company is to screw and manipulate their player base as much as humanly possible. At least that's totally what it seems like. This was made clear when an EA executive tried to convince UK Parliament that their loot boxes aren't actually called loot boxes, but they're actually called surprise mechanics, apparently. They even had the guts to try and convince them that players actually like having loot boxes in their games and that we find them fun. What's going on, guys? This is Adam here, and honestly, I'm not even surprised that EA is trying to pull something this ridiculous. The company has proven time and time again that they would much rather just change the narrative surrounding their controversies instead of actually trying to improve their business practices. It wasn't that long ago that we were told that gamers don't play single-player games anymore and that it's live service games that is becoming more popular and it's what's best for the industry. We all remember the loot box fiasco surrounding Star Wars Battlefront 2 and the infamous "we want players to feel a sense of pride and accomplishment" post on Reddit. Well, they've done it once again when trying to justify the existence of their loot boxes. EA has decided that a great way to avert the public from the controversy surrounding loot boxes is to just change the name of loot boxes altogether. We got this information from a hearing with UK Parliament's Digital Media and Sports Committee that took place on June 19th. Vice President of Legal and Government Affairs, Kerry Hopkins, as well as some executives from Epic Games, were called to this hearing and were questioned on their business practices and whether or not they considered the loot boxes in their games to be ethical. I'm just going to show you a clip from the hearing because I think it's all that you need to see.
You may not believe you may not have a legal duty of care. I think you'd agree that a company like yourselves should have a code of ethics. And we've heard a lot of evidence in this committee from Dr. David Zendel, among others, that loot boxes are closely linked to problem gambling, particularly among adolescents. Can I ask you, both companies, do you consider loot boxes to be an ethical feature of your games? Kerry?
Well, first, we don't call them loot boxes. I think that was
whatever term you wish to apply to them. Do you consider them ethical?
So what we look at as surprise mechanics, but I think it's important to look at this. So if you go to a I don't know what your version of Target is, but a store that sells a lot of toys, and you do a search for surprise toys, what you'll find is that this is something people enjoy. They enjoy surprises, and so it's something that's been part of toys for years, whether it's Kinder Eggs or Hatchimals or LOL Surprise. We do think the way that we have implemented these kind of mechanics, and FIFA, of course, is our big one, our FIFA Ultimate Team and our packs, is actually quite ethical and quite fun, enjoyable to people. We agree with the UK Gambling Commission, the Australian Gambling Commission, and many other gambling commissions that they aren't gambling. And we also disagree that there's evidence that shows it leads to gambling. Instead, we think it's like many other products that people enjoy in a very healthy way, and like the element of surprise.
Okay, so just to be absolutely clear, your loot boxes or surprise mechanics, you have no ethical qualms whatsoever with?
So I think you're recharacterizing my language. What I said is I think the way we've implemented our FIFA Ultimate Team packs is ethical.
Okay, other than FIFA and other games that you provide, are you equally comfortable and relaxed about?
For all of the games we have on the market that have a randomized content mechanic, a surprise mechanic, a loot box, I have no qualms that they are implemented in an unethical way.
Okay.
So we see here that even the UK Parliament can see right through EA's bullcrap. The Parliament member questioning Hopkins looks to be frustrated and dumbfounded by the way that Hopkins just tries to talk herself around the obvious controversy surrounding loot boxes. He even laughs when Hopkins corrects his language and assures him that their loot boxes aren't loot boxes, but actually surprise mechanics. And it just blows my mind that she has the guts to say that this is actually what players want and that we find it fun. It's absolutely ridiculous. To me, this shows that EA knows exactly where their priorities are. At this point, I'm convinced that changing their business practices and actually working to improve the relationship they have with their player base, the horrible relationship they have, just really isn't very high on their priority list. I'm sure they were fully aware of the backlash that was going to come from this. And so it it kind of makes me wonder, like, why do they keep doing this to themselves? I'm pretty sure the higher ups at EA aren't stupid, and they know exactly what they're doing. They probably make so much money from loot boxes that it's probably more worth it for them just to double down on that, as opposed to listening to what their players want and just getting rid of them completely. Maybe it's worth it for them to take these blows to their brand because microtransactions have proven to be so lucrative for them. I mean, at the end of the day, they're a business, and they're going to try and make as much money as they can. But regardless of the reason why EA is doing this, it bums me out that they're really not showing any signs that they're going to be changing their ways anytime soon. Many talented developers like DICE and BioWare have been taking a lot of heat because of EA's poor decisions. I'm sure it's not all EA. It sounds like with all the stuff going on with Anthem, a lot of that had to do with BioWare, but I'm sure a lot of it is EA. You can just see that the quality of EA's games have decreased quite a bit. I mean, they look amazing. They usually look amazing, but you can just tell that EA is prioritizing putting their resources somewhere else. It makes me happy, though, that there's so many companies in the industry that are learning from EA and Activision and choosing to stay away from those shady business practices. But what do you guys think of this whole debacle surrounding EA? Do you think that they're ever going to change their ways? Or do you think that we should just get over it? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. But thanks so much for watching the whole video. I'm having a lot of fun doing these. I want to do more videos like this where it's a little bit more of news coverage. I know that this is like super late. This happened a month ago, but I just kind of wanted to, I don't know, test just to see if I could, just to see how well I could do this. And it's been taking forever, but it's been a lot of fun. But if you guys like my content, feel free to subscribe, give the video a like. Yeah, let me know what you guys think if you want to see any specific kind of videos. But yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. See ya.